Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice entertaining? Was it excellent? Yes, this was. Let's just get that out of the way here. So just to get that out of the way here, now I want to share with you that the critics are literally nitpicking this movie to pieces. And I think that's a little ridiculous because superheroes to begin with are kind of ridiculous to me. They're fun. It's fantasy. It's just like Star Wars. It's completely make-believe. So to sit here and discuss it like we're talking about something that's real is kind of like being childish. So when I went into the movie, did I enjoy this vision of Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman? Yes, I did. I was entertained. Did I like how they made it current? Yes, I did. Did I like the Lex Luthor character? In this universe, he fits. It's kind of goofy. They have new visions of each different character, and it's kind of, what it is. The Ben Affleck Batman is the best I've seen. In fact, I would like this Batman more than Christopher Nolan's Batman. I think the Batman series with Christopher Nolan was way overrated. I didn't like so much of it. Had too much drama and very little of Batman kicking butt and taking names later for me. Some people really loved it. I did not. I didn't like the way the Joker just ran free in the streets and how every mentally disturbed kid I taught for the next 5 to 7 years could quote every line of Heath Ledger's Joker. And even I have a feeling that Heath Ledger's went so deep and dark into that character that might have had something to do with his death. And I'm not joking around with that. I really do believe that he was really got deep into that character. He was really gone into so dark that he found a hard way bringing himself back out when he overdosed on something. Anyway, this Batman is a new Batman. It's more of a take on the Frank Miller novels, and he's a burned out, angry, bitter Batman that has supposedly killed the Joker. Okay? He's murdered, and he is murdering, and he's drinking, and he's sleeping with every woman that he can. And Alfred, he's got gray hair, he's not in a good place right now. And to top it all off, here shows up this guy that has a bigger Batmobile than he has. To compound his feelings of inadequacy, and that Robin died, and that he's bitter, and he's angry, and he's burned out, and he's tried to make a difference in Gotham, and the criminals just keep popping up like weeds. That's what he has to say about it. So did I like Batman? I think Ben Affleck was the best Batman I've seen. The most real, the most frightening, the most creepy, bone-crunching, snapping necks, shooting grappling hooks through guys' bodies and yanking them around to beat up other guys, hitting people in the head, shooting people, blowing them away. Yeah, this is the Batman that we had here in this movie. So Batman fans are immediately going to be offended. Where's Batman's no-kill policy? Well, this is not that same universe. This is a different Batman. This is Frank Miller's Batman. This is a burned-out Batman, an angry Batman. A Batman that has lost his way for a while. Okay? So there you go. Now, Henry Cavill as Superman looks like Christopher Reeve's son. He looks like a good Superman. He's very, very stoic. He's very serious in this. There's not a lot of joking around, but it's a very dark and confusing time for him. And this is a more complex Superman than the fun, bright Superman of 1978, to which he's going to be compared to. Christopher Reeves, the best Superman. Now, people are nitpicking this movie to death, but Superman's ending of the first Superman movie in 1978 completely was ridiculous and made absolutely no sense. And that's the kind of stuff they're picking on this movie about. That doesn't make any sense. This doesn't make any sense. Well, if you remember in that movie in 1978, if you ever watch, if you haven't seen the Christopher Reeves Superman, the first movie, you need to watch it. It's special effects are a little dated, but it is again an excellent movie. Superman chases after these nuclear missiles for 10, 15 minutes, flying over cattle ranches and everything to catch them, and he can't get both of them, right? So one of them hits. And California almost goes into the ocean. Okay? Well, then they end the movie by Superman being so fast that he can break the time barrier. He can fly around the Earth so fast he can break the time barrier and go back in time to save Lois. But nobody nitpicked that at all. They saw it for what it was. It's comic books. It's graphic novels, whatever you want to call it. Well, there's the same kind of problems with this movie. That's just, to me, is getting nitpicky and ridiculous, if you want my opinion. I mean, you can nitpick anything to death. But the ending of that movie absolutely made no sense, the first Superman. And then in the second Superman, they take a great actor, Torrance Stamp, and his greatest lines were, "Kneel before Zod. Kneel before Zod." And he was kind of stupid. He got outwitted by Superman. And he wasn't the brightest tool in the shed. And then there's other things I could have nitpicked to death. The funniest is product placement, and then the part where they actually have a windstorm and you can see the mannequins being pulled by cords down the road. You can actually see the mannequins being jerked and pulled down the road, that they're not real human beings. And then now on Blu-ray and DVD, you can see the wires. It's clear as day. You can see the wires in the movies. And you'd think before they put it on Blu-ray and DVD, they would have cleaned that up. And they have the technology to go in there and edit that and take those wires out. But no, there's the dangling wires right there. You can see them in the movie. Does that take anything away from the movie and what it was? No. And it's the same with this movie. This movie's a new vision of Superman. Do you see the wires? No. The special effects are absolutely top-notch here. And exhilarating at times. When it soars, I mean, it really soars. It flies. It looks absolutely spectacular. Does it have humans being taken into outer space and they're not freezing and they can breathe? No, it doesn't have that here, which the original Supermans did. Does it have Richard Pryor trying to be funny and being funny by accident? No, it doesn't. This is really an excellent movie. Now, Wonder Woman. Here they present Wonder Woman, and she looks like she came from the Middle East somewhere. My vision of Wonder Woman has always been this. The red suit, she's muscular. She's thin, but she's ripped. And her legs are ripped. And she's tall. She's about 6'2", and her boots, she's about 6'4". She stands taller, and she has, if you can see that, she has blue eyes and black hair. Even in the video game, she has black hair, blue eyes. She has different outfits, but she's white. And she's not thin. She's not, gangly like a supermodel. She's that fine line between supermodel and did they get that right here? Well, the answer is no. They chose someone that had brown eyes and brown hair. And so for me, that's not Wonder Woman in my universe that I've been raised, and everybody seems to be fine with that. Everybody is fine with this new Wonder Woman. They have no complaints, no gripes about Gal Gadot. And so again, I accept it for who she is. She is the new Wonder Woman. She's got 3 movies coming out. Maybe she'll win me over. But it's not the vision of Wonder Woman that I grew up with at all. So, how did she do? Well, she wasn't in the movie for very long. She showed up for one purpose and one purpose only, and that was to save Batman. And other than that, she was holding I don't know if it was supposed to be Doomsday, but I guess it looked more like me from something Lord of the Rings. But anyway, yeah, there it is. She was there to hold Doomsday with a lasso. What do I think about that? I don't know. Was I entertained? Yes, the special effects were top-notch. This looked fantastic. Wonder Woman jumping with a sword and being there, and they made her look tall, using like Lord of the Rings kind of technology, because Gal Gadot is only 5'6", Ben Affleck is 6'4", and they made her look taller in a scene at the end of the movie. And so, yeah, if they do that, it works. But otherwise, she's pretty, but she's not the Wonder Woman I was raised with. From Super Friends to Linda Carter She doesn't look anything like the vision of Wonder Woman at all. At least Henry Cavill and Ben Affleck look like Batman and Superman of old. They look like Batman and Superman. She looks like a different take on Wonder Woman completely. And so either you like it or you hate it. Now, for me, the movie is a masterpiece. I really enjoyed it. I loved the Shakespearean feel to it. I liked the, how people would react to really if a godlike figure showed up and he, and somebody wanted to stir the pot, shall we say, and someone wanted to make him look guilty of things that he was not doing and so forth. Lex Luthor, to me, he comes kind of like a sociopath, crazy man, like one of those Three Stooges. Does it work? Sure. It works. It's not my Lex Luthor. My Lex Luthor has always been a suave, tall, bald businessman. Gene Hackman didn't quite even fit the bill for me. The best Lex Luthor was in Smallville. Can't remember his name right now, but in Smallville was the best Lex Luthor. So I think some of the casting choices to me would not been my first choice. Okay, and I'm just saying that. Now maybe Gal Gadot's going to win me over in the next 3 Wonder Woman movies. My daughters liked her. They thought she looked fine. They don't care that she doesn't have blue eyes and doesn't have black hair. Lex Luthor, it's some people it worked for. Some people it didn't. For me, it's irrelevant. It's a new vision by Zack Snyder. Either you like Zack Snyder stuff just like you like Tim Burton stuff, or you don't. And that's why there's such a mixed feelings on this. However, at the end of the day, when I walked out of the movie theater, I was entertained. I thought the movie was brilliant at parts. I thought it was very good at other parts. There wasn't very many dull moments. Sometimes I was wondering, what was that all about? What on earth is going on here? And just like Star Wars, The Force Awakens, I have to wait and see. I think they're setting up for Injustice. I have a video game called Injustice where Superman in an alternate universe, Lois Lane gets killed. And so they might be going in that direction. I don't know. And with Wonder Woman, they're definitely going in the direction of the Amazon warrior princess, not the woman that comes to America and wears red, white, and blue spandex. That's not going to happen here. With Aquaman, they're going in a very dark, different direction. That's not the Aquaman I grew up with. Here's the Aquaman I grew up with. This is the Aquaman I know. And so the Aquaman they're presenting is very dark and grim and long black hair and glowing eyes and whatever. So it's a new vision. It's a new graphic novel. Whatever. It's a love-hate relationship. I'm fine as long as I was not looking at my watch thinking, like, can I get out of here?